Hello everyone, it's Rachel. Please excuse the hair. I just got out of the shower. So today we are just going to briefly review a few prompts that I have earmarked and then go over the April prompts. And I mean, now that everyone, or not everyone, most people are being forced to practice social distancing, yeah, that's the right word. It's been a long day. Maybe people will have more time, feel more inclined, and if not, then that's fine. So I'm just going to go through and read a few of the pages that I have marked. So this one's from February 2nd. So if you remember, I was a little behind. So I'm reading February and March in this video to reflect. The prompt is, what is the biggest trigger for stress in your life? And I said noise, especially since the concussion. I kind of have sensory overload, so noise is a big stress factor for me. February 10th, what have you been able to accomplish this year that you are really proud of? I said quitting a job. Because that's something I needed to do for my health, and I had never quit a job before in my whole life. So being able to do that for me was a big step. And then also going out on a limb and finding another job, and only ending up with how the things worked. It ended up being about a month and a week that I didn't have a job. And in that month and week, I was still working the cabaret job, which paid me $400. So I was technically only unemployed for a couple weeks, if you follow that logic. So keeping up on everything and being able to take that step for me, I was really proud. Don't mind all the shaking and the noise. Taz is trying to make his bed. Okay, moving on. February 25th, what is the last thing or one of the last things you searched for on the internet, and why? Tazzy, hey puppy, hey good boy. I said, I searched for how to deal with leg and ankle swelling. Sorry, my hair is just dripping. How to deal with leg and ankle swelling, because the swelling and pain have been something I've been dealing with for a while now. And I attached pregnancy to the search because they seem to know how to do it the best, and they deal with it a lot. So, yeah. February 27th. February 27th. In what way are you selfish? I said I sometimes hide out in my room to be by myself. And that's just because I don't tend to get a lot of alone time, and I definitely need that in my life. I lost my page. It's basically the gist of it. I did that one already. And I did that one too. Yay! Okay, next one. March 7th. If you were a book, in which section of the bookshop would you be shelved? Which genres are you most drawn to? I said I'm most drawn to fiction, science fiction, fantasy, historical fiction, those types of books. I feel like personally though, I would feel like I would be shelved in like the young adult teen section, because that's basically how my life plays out. March 14th. When was the last time you pulled an all-nighter? Why did you do it? How did you feel afterwards? Said it was back in December, because it was when I was still working my food service job, and I was filling in for the assistant manager who was out on medical leave. So I had to help with inventory, which is not fun. I had done inventory for the bakery side before, where you go in at like 3 in the morning, 2 or 3 in the morning, I don't even remember anymore, and then work until like 11. I think you work like 3 to 11 or whatever. And that's fine, but the food service inventory, you go in at 11 p.m. and then you're there until 6 a.m. So it's a very full overnight. I brought snacks, and a lot of coffee and water. But yeah, I was very tired. I had a headache, and I wasn't really able to sleep because of the time that it happened. The house wasn't very quiet, so I didn't get to sleep a whole lot when I got home, and I only got to sleep a couple hours before going in. It was, yeah, so I wasn't feeling the best, but it wasn't awful. I lived through it. March 27th. What expert do you wish could come teach you what they know? And I said James Wan because I feel like his franchises are on point. I am just in awe, total admiration. I feel like he knows what he's doing, and he's very smart and strategic about how he does the cinematography, the directing, like everything that he does in his franchise world. I feel like he's got nailed down pretty well. And finally, March 31st. You have 2 hours to do something relaxing and a budget of $100. What will you do? And I said spa day, because I've never had a spa day. I've never done a massage, or had a massage, I guess. Haven't done one either, but I've never had one. Any of the spa day things I've never done, and I would really like to, because life is stressful right now. So I'm just gonna leave that out there. Hint to you, Zach, if you're watching this. That's what I want. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go through and read the April prompts real quick. Think of a celebrity you would like to have dinner with. Write a note that just might catch that person's attention enough for him or her to agree to the dinner. If you could have one talent that you do not naturally have, what would it be? Where would you like to go on a day trip? You must drive there and back in one day, but you have unlimited funds for gas, food, and activities. You have a child and you have written one piece of advice that will be carried in his or her pocket for life. What is that advice? What is your favorite game to play? Do you absolutely hate any food that other people usually like? Do you have any dreams that recur? Why do you think you continue to have that dream? Write about a song and the memories or feelings it evokes in you. Periodically, we have tension built up in our lives that requires a release of some kind. Some people cry, others punch, some find a creative outlet. What is your release? If you had lived hundreds of years ago, what kind of work do you think you would have done? What job would you have wanted to do? Write about something you made by hand. What is the weirdest name you can come up with or know someone with? If you had to give a character a really, really unusual name, what would you choose and what would it show about their personality? Where do you like to do your journaling? At a desk, in your bed, at the coffee shop? If you woke up tomorrow and discovered that everything in life was now free, what is the first thing you would do? If this week had a theme to it, what would be yours? What is one of your greatest blessings? Write about an interesting date you had been on, good or bad. And I think if you watch my channel, I think you know which one I'm gonna mention there. And if not, go look at my video. I think it's called He Proposed on the First Date or something like that. Watch it. He planned the wedding on the first date. It's something like, I don't know. It was weird. What do you have to do today that you really would rather not do? Write about the middle of something. Anything. Okay. What is something you have learned lately? Write about the beach. Your favorite memory of a trip, what you love, what you hate. Example, sand gets everywhere. Would you live on the coast if you could, or is it better for just a visit? Snakes. Interesting or creepy? Why? What is something totally overrated in your world? What is something you just need a kick in the pants to finish? You have magic soap. What does it wash away? Where would you be pleased to find yourself locked up overnight? Which do you prefer, sunrise or sunset? Cue the music now. What do the clothes you are wearing now say about you? Look around you right now. What is wrong with this picture? And finally, write about an experience you had when you lost track of time. So thank you so much for watching. If you responded to any of these or would like to respond to any, comment down below your experiences, and thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in another video. Bye.